Hello everyone, it's Dawn here and welcome back. And as I promised you in my weekly roundup at the end of last week, I'm going to be showing you how I made one of the greetings cards that I showed you. And we're going to do it step by step, but we're not going to take forever. So this particular card was a 5x7 inch card. Now you can make your cards any size you like, but I prefer the 5x7, especially for this type of card, because you can put the right amount of detail, for me anyway, and it gives you plenty of room. And I've made my card out of watercolour paper, £140 not watercolour paper. I don't like using ordinary cardstock because for me it's just a bit too flimsy, especially if you're going to be putting layers and things like that. This one's not going to be too layered, but I'm still going to use this particular card because I like it. So, but if you use ordinary cardstock, that's absolutely fantastic. Go ahead and do it. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. So we're going to move that out of the way and just quickly show you this. I'm going to use an embossing folder if you missed my last post. And these folders have an emboss side, and this particular one, the emboss side is the plain side, and which means the pattern is raised, and the deboss side, which means the pattern sinks in, is on, again on this particular folder, is on the pattern side. And I am going to use the debossed side, where the pattern sinks in. So we're going to start with that. Don't worry, you don't have to watch me do this all, because I have stepped it a bit. I've done it in stages so that you're not sitting there watching me do the same thing forever, because that really would be boring. So I'm going to use pencil for this. If you want to use paints or inks or anything else that you like to do, but I'm using pencils. And all you do, you use different tones. In this case, this one's an old one, so obviously it won't be the same map that I use on my real card, but just to show you the process, take your greens and do it just in blotches. You don't have to be specific. And then what I would have done, and what I will do, is take another green and do blotches, just random. You don't have to be precise, you don't have to be neat, you don't have to do it in a pattern. And I'll just show you with one more, then you take another green. I'm not even going down the line, I'm just picking them up at random. And you keep doing that all over your card until you finished it. We're not going to do that now, because I'm sure you get the idea. And you keep doing that all over your card until it looks like that. And that is what it looks like when you've not only covered every piece with your pencils, but when you've added the water. So you just dip the brush in the water, your water pot, and just blend it together. We didn't do that because I'm sure you know how to do that. So that's how we start our background. And then what you need to do, I'm going to, again, you can use whatever you've got available. I'm going to use one of these Sharpie pens, and this is the reason we're going into the dips. Because what you do is you paint your Sharpie pen into the dip, like that. So we go across there, just follow around in all the dips as best you can. If they go out a little bit, it doesn't matter too much, just keep going around. The idea is to build up this lovely layer of gold, or whatever colour you decide to use. I'm using gold because I think it suits it. So, but you can use whatever colours you've got. If you like the nice brighter colours, that's absolutely fabulous. Play around, have a go, use all your different ones and see which ones you like best. And you can see that building up quite nicely. And then you've got these nice long ones that come out like that, which is absolutely great. So we won't do this all now, I'll just do a couple more just to show you what it looks like as it builds up. Because it is actually quite relaxing doing this. It's relaxing to do, but not particularly relaxing to watch, so I won't make you watch much more. So you can do it a lot neater. I'm trying to do it quickly, which isn't very easy. So you can see how this would build up. And we're just going to do that one, and maybe just that little one that's tucked in there. And so you can see how that would build up if we were going to do all that on camera, which I promise you we're not. I'm going to put my pen out of the way, and when it's finished, it will look like that. So this is where it starts to come together. Doesn't that look fabulous? And of course I did that a lot slower and a lot more carefully than my demonstration piece. So this is where we start to put our card together. And I've got some foam tape on the back of this one because it's got the embossed side on the back. I wasn't totally convinced that glue would stick it, or even tape, so I've just used the foam tape rather than ordinary double-sided because it lifts it a bit, so it'll give it a flatter surface, if that makes sense. Well, it makes sense to me. You'll soon get the hang of it. And, oh, that's just a little bit. Oh, that's alright. I had a little bit of foam tape that was hanging out. Can't have that. And what I would do, take it, if you're going to use tape, because you only get one shot at this. So what we're going to do, we're going to take it, line the edge up with the fold, like that. If you're doing it with glue, you'll have more time to get it right first, and you won't have to do it first time necessarily. But if you do it like that way, fold it up, line the fold against the fold of the card, press it down, and you will have a perfect card like that. Right, let's just pop that out of the way. Right, this is going to go together pretty quickly now. Then I have taken a piece of gold mirror card like that. And on this time, on the back, I've just put ordinary double-sided tape. It's not foam tape, it's just ordinary double-sided tape. And again, I'm not going to put it in the centre. I'm going to put it slightly below centre, and you'll see why in just a few seconds. So we're going to do that, like that. So there we go. Now we're going to bring in our main image, which you may remember was this one. And all I did was I photographed the painting and trimmed it down just a little, not much. And again, it's got tape on the back. I'm going to turn it over. And this time I am going to put it as close as I can into the middle and press it down like that. Near enough. It's not exact, but near enough. Let's just get rid of that lot over there. And now all we need to do is a couple more things we need to do actually. This is the topper that I made. Now the toppers are dead easy. If you've got an iPad or a computer or a sort of typing device, I'm sure most people have, or if you're very neat, you can do it handwritten. But I use my iPad for this, and I just typed "Happy Birthday" in one of the fonts that I like onto it, and I printed it on an ordinary piece of printer paper, backed it onto another piece of plain watercolour paper, and on the back I have got foam tape, which I'm going to take off like that. And where am I going to put it? Am I going to put it there or there? I think this time I will put it sort of centre. Like that. I think that looks good like that. Well, it would be if it was straight, but yeah, that's not too bad. We'll put it like that. It is straight actually. In the camera it doesn't look straight, but when I'm looking at it, it does. So, and there's just one more thing I'm going to do. I've typed an insert wishing you a very happy birthday. And for that, we are going to use just a little bit of glue. So I'm just going to pop that up there for a minute. And I'm going to use my big glue stick. I love these big glue sticks. They're so good. They're supposed to be for children. On the front it says for kids, but it's so strong you can use it for anything. But this one I'd forgotten to put the lid on, so it's dry. But that's alright, it still works. So we're going to put that there. And I am going to put the lid on this time. There we go. Pop it over there. Oh, let's stand it up. And I'm going to take it off. And we're going to just bring that in like that. And put it roughly in the middle, doesn't matter if it's not exact. And there you go, you have your insert, and of course with glue you've got time to get it right. And you have the front of your card, so you've got a whole card done in one go. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. Now tomorrow when I come back, I'm switching back to another art tutorial because you very kindly and generously said that you like my art tutorials. Now I was doing a painting yesterday in watercolour, I was playing with my new paints, and I found a wonderful way of creating texture in rocks, in watercolour of course, and it's a little unusual, just like the painting I did with the making water wet, but it's not a similar technique because that wouldn't work, but it is just as unusual and just as unconventional. So if you pop back tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a painting demonstration and showing you how to create some wonderful texture in your rock paintings in traditional watercolour. So if you can join me for that, that would be wonderful. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, have a great day, and I'll see you very soon. Take care, and bye-bye for now.